Tensions in the Middle East have erupted into full-scale confrontation as a rapidly escalating conflict between Iran, Israel, and their allies pushes the region toward a broader and more dangerous war. In the dead of night, the skies over southern Israel lit up with incoming missile fire. Sirens wailed across cities as residents scrambled for shelter, bracing for impact. What had once been a simmering crisis has now exploded into open warfare. Iran launched a fresh barrage of missiles, marking one of its most direct and forceful retaliatory actions in recent days. The strikes came in response to the killing of one of its most powerful security figures, Ali Larijani, whose death has shaken the core of Iran's leadership. Larijani, secretary of Iran's Supreme National Security Council and a central architect of the country's strategic policy, was killed in a targeted Israeli airstrike. His assassination represents one of the most significant blows to Iran's leadership structure in this war. Iran wasted little time in responding. Missiles streaked across the night sky, some reportedly equipped with cluster-style warheads designed to disperse multiple smaller explosives over a wide area. The effect was both destructive and deeply unsettling for civilians on the ground. In southern Israel, air raid sirens blared across multiple regions as residents rushed to bomb shelters. While some incoming threats were intercepted by Israel's air defense systems, others managed to strike populated areas. Earlier in the day, central Israel had already been hit. In one of the deadliest incidents, a missile strike in Ramat Gan killed 2 elderly civilians, a man and a woman in their 70s who were unable to reach shelter in time. The attack was part of a retaliatory barrage launched by Iran following Larijani's killing. Across multiple locations, damage was extensive. In residential neighborhoods, buildings were struck by falling missile fragments. Fires broke out as emergency responders rushed to contain the destruction. Thick black smoke rose into the air, marking the impact zones. Eyewitnesses described scenes of chaos. One resident said the explosion was so powerful it lifted debris into the air, leaving nearby areas engulfed in flames. Emergency crews worked through the night, battling fires and assisting the injured.
Elsewhere, falling munitions were seen over densely populated areas, while explosions echoed in Jerusalem and other central regions. The attacks added to a growing toll of civilian casualties and infrastructure damage. Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps made its intentions clear.
In an official statement, the group declared the strikes were an act of revenge, describing the operation as retaliation for the blood of Ali Larijani and his companions as the country vowed a forceful response to targeted assassinations of its leadership. This was not an isolated exchange. The latest escalation comes amid a wider war that has already spread beyond Iran and Israel. Iranian missiles and drones have targeted not only Israeli cities, but also strategic sites across the Middle East, including energy infrastructure and military facilities in Gulf countries. The scope of the conflict is widening rapidly. Reports indicate that Iranian strikes have increasingly focused on high-value military assets, including radar systems and air defense installations used by U.S. and allied forces. Analysts say these attacks are part of a broader strategy to weaken detection capabilities and reduce the effectiveness of defensive networks across the region. Meanwhile, the United States has intensified its military posture. American forces have expanded surveillance and early warning operations while repositioning assets from other parts of the world to reinforce defenses in the Middle East. The conflict, now entering its third week, has already seen hundreds of targets struck and major infrastructure damaged. The war is entering a dangerous new phase, one involving multiple countries, advanced weapon systems, and increasingly direct confrontations. Amid this escalation, U.S. President Donald Trump has made a series of strong statements regarding the conflict and America's role in it. Speaking about the impact of recent military operations, Donald Trump said, "Everything is gone. Their leaders are gone." He emphasized the scale of the damage inflicted on Iran's military and leadership structures. Donald Trump said, "We knocked out the Navy essentially in a couple of days." The U.S. president also addressed tensions with allies, expressing frustration over their reluctance to join the conflict. Donald Trump said NATO is making a very foolish mistake. Despite this criticism, he maintained that the United States does not require external assistance. Donald Trump said we don't need help. At the same time, he defended the broader military campaign, arguing that it was necessary to prevent Iran from acquiring nuclear capabilities. Donald Trump said nobody wants to have Iran with a nuclear because these people are crazy. These remarks underscore the high stakes of the conflict, not only for the region, but for global security. The war has already had far-reaching consequences. Global energy markets have been disrupted, with concerns mounting over the security of critical shipping routes, such as the Strait of Hormuz. Iran's actions in the region have affected a significant portion of global oil flows, raising fears of prolonged economic instability. Diplomatic efforts, meanwhile, appear to be faltering. Calls for de-escalation have so far failed to halt the cycle of retaliation. Each new strike risks triggering another, creating a dangerous feedback loop that could draw in even more countries. Analysts warn that the situation is rapidly spiraling toward a broader regional confrontation, one that could have unpredictable and far-reaching consequences. The killing of Ali Larijani has become a turning point. As one of Iran's most influential figures, his death has not only weakened the country's leadership, but also hardened its resolve. Rather than deterring Tehran, the strike appears to have intensified its willingness to retaliate, and with each passing day, the conflict grows more complex. Multiple fronts are now active. Civilian populations are increasingly at risk. Advanced weapons are being deployed, and the lines between regional and global conflict are beginning to blur. For now, the skies over the Middle East remain tense. Missiles, drones, and airstrikes continue to define a conflict that shows no signs of slowing, only escalating further into a crisis that the world is watching with growing concern.